Hey guys, Jackdaw here. Given the bittersweet news about BioWare rain checking an appearance at EA Play 2021, I figured that I may as well make the wait for the next Dragon Age a little bit more bearable by breaking down and analysing more concept art pieces relating to potential new locations in the next Dragon Age. To be fair to myself, this isn't just going to be rampant speculation because many locations have already been outrightly confirmed in recent trailers. So let's go over each of them and also speculate about a few other locations that may appear in the next Dragon Age based on concept art and gameplay prototypes. The Tevinter Imperium. Of course, the most prominent location where the events of Next Dragon Age will undoubtedly unfold as confirmed by the Trespasser DLC and BioWare's 25 Years book. Tevinter has historically been known as the motherland of the ancient elves, conquered by humans in recent ages, currently viewed as the most demonized nation throughout all of 4's. I'll start by analysing all of the initial concept art pieces of Tevinter, then I'll move on to the cinematic trailer, bundling all of these location concepts together. This first concept landscape piece most certainly represents a potential aesthetic of Tevinter's capital city, the beautiful yet eerie magical utopia of Minrathous, home to the Magisterium. So how do I know this is Tevinter's capital? Well, just like the concept art piece, Minrathous is a metropolis built on an island of rock not far from the shores of Tevinter's land, surrounded by waterfalls and the Notion Sea that spreads across the borders of the city. Both World of 4's and previous comic depictions of Minrathous share many similarities to this concept piece, like its spiky Gothic Tevinter architecture and the city's unusual rock formation, confirming that this concept piece is most assuredly an initial design of Minrathous. The next Tevinter concept art piece showcases a slice of life in a hectic Tevinter marketplace. The snake iconography, Gothic fashion sense, magical anomalies and gizmos denote Tevinter and its culture. Many slaves are working, there are merchants selling unique magical items, magisters are rushing past, and tiny little candle friends are transferring scrolls. Not to mention the dominating and creepy 8-foot magister wearing a long, thick black cloak, preparing to eat a snake. Here's hoping the next hero can eat a snake while in Tevinter. That'd be a treat. This piece as an entirety represents the mood inside the Imperium rather than a specific location. The following concept piece reveals a heist-like scenario, with what looks like the next hero's party dressed as Antiva crows, hijacking an elite Tevinter noble while in a handheld carriage. Originally, back in 2020, I thought that this concept art piece was located in Antiva, given the Antiva crows on the scene. However, with further inspection, this heist is going down in one of Tevinter's cities. The architecture of the buildings behind is most certainly Tevinter when compared to previous Tevinter buildings. There's floating magical lanterns across the street and etched Tevinter keyhole designs on the walls, also a few robed Tevinter magisters. The large lady noble in the handheld carriage has a headpiece that resembles Archon Radonus's very special headpiece, so she's certainly illustrated to be someone of significance in Tevinter society, perhaps an Altus or someone of the like. The next concept piece resembles another heist-like mission, as the next hero and their party are sneaking through Tevinter backstreets, eavesdropping on that creepy magister-like figure from the marketplace concept art. Given the architecture and the magister's presence, I don't need to explain too much why this concept piece is set in Tevinter. The most prominent question here is, who the heck is that magister, and are they more than just concept art, because I'm already getting bad vibes from them. Moving away from concept art, in the Game Awards 2020 trailer, we caught an official cinematic glimpse at Minrathous. Unlike its conceptual designs, Tevinter's capital city has an incredible cyberpunk aesthetic. There are many magical marvels and wonders in this cinematic shot of Minrathous. For instance, the magical neon lighting guiding civilians through the city, the extravagant and Gothic buildings, and the haunting floating structure that stands in the center. I feel like the floating structure could be either Minrathous' Circle of Magi or the Archon's Palace. In Tevinter Nights, Dorian remarked that Minrathous was a city that never sleeps, and we certainly get that vibe based on this cinematic look. Another glimpse of Minrathous' alleyways was shown. The neon lighting and dark, gloomy atmosphere are key highlights of this area. Even further, the concept art of the Imperium Witch, set in very similar streets of Minrathous, was revealed. Matthew Goldman confirmed that this conceptual sneaky witch thief was located in Minrathous. Other than, of course, the character, However, this shot's main highlights were the moods invoked by the red and blue colours linked to the cyberpunk theme, and the floating circular structure which can be seen above the witch, as ever present as it seems. So far, that's all the Tevinter based concept locations and cinematic shots we've received. Let's move on to the next major location indicated for Dragon Age 4. Antiva. The second most prominent location that will feature heavily in the next Dragon Age, thanks to its confirmation in recent trailers, is the seafaring kingdom of Antiva, famous for its wine, guild of assassins, and rich merchant history. This concept shot shows a very serene, untouched location that bears many similarities to Antiva, with its regal, Disney-like architecture, calming atmosphere, lush greenery, picturesque skies, and coastal setting. Previous Dragon Age comic depictions of Antiva have showcased the nation's capital, Antiva City, which is defined with its waterfront, mountainous jagged terrain, and sprawling ocean. Each of these landmarks sharing a huge resemblance to this concept art piece. The next concept art piece is a direct continuation from the previous artwork with a different angle. The orange picturesque skies are continued in this new piece, along with the same regal architecture and jagged mountains in the background. The greenery is to the left, as more water has been revealed, filling up the bottom half of the art piece. There are two ships floating along the side, once more showcasing Antiva's seafaring culture. The main focus of this piece is the beautiful, tall, Disney-like castle that stands behind the docks. Potentially, this could be Antiva City's royal palace. Whatever this mysterious Disney-like castle may be, it has been seen again in the Game Awards trailer, which is one of the biggest indicators that the Game Awards trailer and these early concept art pieces are linked, as both are seemingly establishing Antiva City. Even further, given the merchant history of the nation, the city's gold accents, elegant architecture, and regal designs prove that this location is most likely Antiva City. And if that wasn't enough to convince you, well, the Game Awards trailer revealed an Antivan crow atop city rooftops enjoying a goblet of wine, confirming Lis Locale's setting to be Antiva. And speaking of that Antivan crow rooftop shot in particular, the Dragon Age Day short story The Wake was about the remaining Antivan crow Talons mourning the loss of their beloved friend atop the city heights of Antiva City. The official artwork of the story is almost the exact shot as the cinematic reveal, and given that this story's location was set in Antiva City, this just confirms that this beautiful destination is most certainly Antiva City. Just like Manrafis's gothic and cyberpunk aesthetic, Antiva City displays its own astonishing and beautiful tone, quite the opposite of Tevinter. The saturation of orange and blue colours define this nation, with its rivers that flow through the city to its picturesque sky. Antiva City looks luxurious and grand, as one should expect from a kingdom ruled by rich merchant princes. Exploring a few more concept pieces of Antiva for the moment, initially I thought that this landscape concept shot resembled Nevarra City. However, upon further inspection, I believe this landscape piece is expressing an initial concept design of Antiva. My main theory for this regards the bauble-like designs. They've been seen throughout each of Antiva City's concept pieces and in the most recent Antivan Crow faction concept art. Not just the bauble designs, but many other aspects of the architecture look incredibly similar to the cinematic reveal of Antiva, like a couple of the houses, the window designs, the mountainous terrain, and the ocean in the distance. Now, of course, this piece could certainly still be concept art of Nevarra, but at the moment I feel like it's an initial design for what Antiva City could look like. Even so, that's the majority of the location concept pieces on Antiva. Let's move on to the next major location indicated for Dragon Age 4. The Anderfels. The third seemingly prominent location that we'll see in the next Dragon Age are the Anderfels, a kingdom in northwestern Thedas, best known as the birthplace of the Grey Wardens. The first location witnessed in the Game Awards trailer was a blazing desert landmass with rough sands, cobblestone, and huge puddles with adorable and completely harmless turtle monsters. No doubt, this location represents a first look at the Anderfels. How can I tell? Well, World of Thedas depicts the Anderfels as bleak and blighted lands, consisting of large deserts, hot summers, and many inhabited territories. And that's exactly what this area is, a large, boiling desert with a Grey Warden approaching the reptiles. With this Grey Warden witnessed in an arid desert and the representation of the Anderfels as the birthplace of the Grey Warden Order, it's completely understandable to say that this area is the Anderfels. A warrior Grey Warden concept art piece was revealed with a very mountainous, sandy terrain and a beautiful blue sky, again no doubt depicting the harsh lands of the Anderfels. And taking a gander at more concept art, considering the majority of the Anderfels is uninhabited territory, there are only a few places one would actually like to visit there. The most significant place would be Fortress Weishaupt, the Grey Warden's headquarters. This concept art landscape of an archaic fortress built into the side of a mountain represents Fortress Weishaupt in the Anderfels. There's just no debating it. Fortress Weishaupt was built on the edge of a jagged butt called Broken Tooth, made of stone on a mountain surface, and this concept piece matches that description perfectly. And if that didn't convince you, well, there's a griffin statue to the left, signalling that this stronghold belongs to the Grey Wardens. This next concept landscape showcases a Grey Warden watchtower looking over a vast valley of the Anderfels. The jagged rocks and mountains display a completely unique slice of Thedas that we've never experienced before. To the right, it looks like blankets of snow have laid on the higher rocks overlooking this valley. The next concept shot looks like it could be a potential interior of Fortress Weishaupt, as a Grey Warden stands proud over a war table with the Grey Warden griffin flags hanging above. But moving on, that's all the Anderfels based concept locations and cinematic shots we've received so far. Let's take a gander at the next potential location indicated for an appearance in Dragon Age 4. Nevarra. Thedas' central nation that is best known for its unique treatment of death, strong royal dynasties, and all things to do with the arts and trade. I've got to say I'm not too sure if Nevarra will certainly appear in the next Dragon Age. Unlike Tevinter, Antiva and The Anderfels, it seems like Nevarra wasn't in the Game Awards trailer, confirming locations for the next game. However, that doesn't rule out completely. I'm sure parts of Nevarra will appear in the next game, as there is one concept art piece regarding the nation. Now before I do crack into this concept piece was thankfully confirmed in BioWare's 25 Years book. It showcases the Mortalitatis Morn Watch guarding Thedas from occult threats in their grand necropolis. For the uninitiated, briefly, the Mortalitati are Nevarran death mages who are responsible for looking after the nation's dead by mummifying, housing and displacing its spirit onto their elite's corpses in a big crypt called the Grand Necropolis that resides in Nevarra City. The Morn Watchers are an old fraternity who serve as elite guardians and keepers of the Grand Necropolis and its sacred repository of the dead. While there is no confirmation or official look at Nevarra or its Grand Necropolis, I can imagine the next hero may pop into Nevarra City for a quick spell or two. Anyhow, onwards with more speculation. Now that I have covered the 4 main nations of Northern Thedas, I have a couple more specific and non-specific locations that may or may not appear in Dragon Age 4. However, they have each been hinted at with concept art, stories and gameplay prototype shots. The Alephan Forest. East of Tevinter lies the abandoned Alephan Forest, a woodland landscape named after the ancient elven capital city Alephan. Thanks to the Dragon Age Day short story Ruins of Reality, there's an official look at the Alephan Forest which shares many similarities to a few other concept art pieces. The Alephan Forest is vibrant and has many autumn colours, just like the speculated Executor Agent concept piece, which has a rock landscape and magical floating elements, which also looks very similar to the elven encampment, which has an autumn appeal, floating structures and elven ties, which then links to the hooded potential executor agents who share the same vibrant area aesthetic, exactly matching the same tone as all 4 images. So given that each have an autumn forest aesthetic, elven ties and many magical elements to them, do they represent concept art of the Alephan Forest? Well, only BioWare truly knows, but Strife's artwork officially represents the Alephan Forest's aesthetic, so at least we do have that. The Deep Roads. Another concept art piece was also thankfully confirmed in BioWare's 25 Years book, which states that this shot is the Deep Roads. Whether or not we'll be going back to the Deep Roads is a question of how much do you want to place your bets on concept art. However, I imagine that there will be some sort of Deep Roads element. They are, after all, underground tunnels that sprawl throughout the lands of Thedas, with many tags still left to uncover, which brings me to the next conceptual location. Dwarven Tags. More than just concept art, in-engine shots of dwarven locations have been revealed. Brand new models too, not just reused Inquisition assets. Many dwarven tags still linger in Thedas, like the mysteries of what happened to Kal Sharok and the horrors of Hormak. Surely, the next hero is going to uncover a tag, visit Kal Sharok, or have dealings with other dwarven legends in the north of Thedas. In a separate matter, there is a huge fan demand for more dwarven lore in the next Dragon Age, and I feel like these prototype shots are certainly quite promising for for everyone wanting more Dwarven lore. So here's hoping, right? Anyhow, moving on to my final completely enigmatic location, we have the snowy Red Lyrium Executor Ravishing Tree area. The location of this area is a complete enigma. Understandably, it's an early prototype of a game that's been in production for 17 months, and we saw it last year when the game was barely in its production stages. Even so, I am adamant on cracking the mystery of this area's whereabouts before the next game comes out. Mark my words. This locale was first revealed at EA Play 2020, the gloomy midnight snow graveyard with its infected red lyrium and Ferelden architecture. More prototype shots of this area were revealed in the Gamescom BTS trailer, and again in the Game Awards trailer as this mysterious V Archer walked through heavy snow and killed a Darkspawn. For reasons unknown, this area has been revealed the most. Hell, even Mark Darrah posted a small picture of this landscape back in 2019. It's the first ever official look on the next Dragon Age, and locating its potential whereabouts remains my life goal. Apparently, it could be anywhere close to the equator where it can snow, like southern Tevinter, northern Nevarra, or it literally could be anywhere in the mountains. But then we have Ferelden architecture, which really just throws me off. The other shots that seem to be connected to this area show an Andraste statue with red lyrium surrounding the area. Another concept art piece of a red lyrium imbued Darkspawn with a massive war axe is also in the same area, as it's the exact same moonlight snow atmosphere, and the Andraste statue is behind this scary chap. I also feel like this area is connected to the Happy Mountain being. It's the same environment and ambience. But again, where is it? Maybe it's in between the Anderfels and Tevinter, considering there's snow in parts of the Anderfels, and Kalshrok is in between those two nations, which could explain our Happy Mountain friend. But honestly, I'm not sure, and I actually want to throw this one out at you guys, because I would like better clues at the whereabouts of this area. Where do you guys think this one is? It's certainly something to do while we respectfully and patiently wait for BioWare to create the next Dragon Age epic title. So let me know all your thoughts on these locations, but mainly the snowy, moonlit red lyrium ravishing tree area. Please give me all your speculation and tinfoils. I want to hear it all down below. Also tell me where else you would like to explore in the next Dragon Age. But until the next one, you're already in the right place for all the latest on speculation and news on the next Dragon Age. I have been Jackdaw, and I should go. Whoa, 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 whoa.